Hey there guys, Artistic Nick here, thanks for the click. In today's drawing tutorial, I'm going to be drawing Lucario from the Pokemon series. As always, I freehand a sketch in using my Caran D'ache pencils. I use a 2H pencil for this. This is a very light pencil, and then I go over the line work with a FABER-CASTELL Artist's PITT pen. This is a fine line permanent marker that allows me great control in small areas. It also stands out vividly on the camera, and I just love the black on the white. When I'm making these videos, I always make sure, and this is a really fantastic tip if you're trying to do some, any kind of artwork, colouring in, graphite pencil work, try and make sure that you have your light, if you're a right-handed person, over to the left side of you. As you can see on the screen now, the shadow is casting from left to right. This just means that you're not casting a shadow in the areas that you're actually trying to draw, and you can always see the pen nib or the pencil nib. So that's just one tip that I would absolutely advise you to do. I know some people don't have a separate light and you're probably using a dining room table light or something like that. But if you have got a separate light, always keep it to the opposite side of the hand that you are. So right-handers, keep it to the left, left-handers to the right. For the majority of this drawing, I'm using Copic markers. I'm using an ultramarine blue for the vast majority of Lucario. In the darker areas of blue, I use the blue-violet, which you'll see me laying down soon. Lucario looks like he's a black character for the rest of the sort of the outfit and his head and his ears and his legs. But rather than just going in with a black, I use a cool grey 7 to start with, followed by black into the darkest areas, which you can see me laying down now. All in all, this character took me about 2 hours to draw from start to finish. I'm adding a comic background panel that you can see. That just gives me something in the background so that it looks as though Lucario is coming from the page. Just gives that three-dimensional look, and it's a little tip that I would advise you if you're doing cartoon work. Just have a go at this, have a play around with comic panels and just see what works best for you. In the body area, I'm using a light orange followed by a sand colour in the darker areas. And then for Lucario's bone, I'm using a pale blue and a cool grey 1. This just blends in quite nicely and it gives it a cool kind of bone texture-y look to it. I'm then using a UNIBALL SIGNO broad white pigment pen just to bring out some highlights in Lucario's eyes, around the ears and around certain parts. This just gives a shiny look to certain areas of the character. I'm using a Sharpie pen to do my comic panel. I like the feel of a Sharpie pen when I'm trying to get very straight edge lines. And then I thought I'd finish this drawing off by adding a red background but leaving a white almost halo around the character. And for this I used a Winsor & Newton alcohol based marker. I have a few spare Winsor & Newtons in my cupboard, so I just like to try and use them up as best as I can rather than always using the Copic markers. They're very similar to Copic markers, it's an alcohol based pen. And for this I used a poppy red. I really like the final look of it. We're nearing the end of the video now, guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll connect with me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video. Hit subscribe, smack the notifications button, follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.